Hello and welcome to the jQuery short course. My name is Ethan Aaron. In this video I am going to introduce you to jQuery and do a simple Hello World example. This is the jQuery.com site where you can download jQuery. It's already been downloaded into the examples that are included with this video. If you wanted to download jQuery, click here and select one of the compressed production versions of jQuery. Since in these videos we're not going to be making any changes to the actual source code. There are two versions of jQuery, the 1.x generation, which are the older ones, and the 2.x. You can use either one for these purposes here. Just download and install them on your computer. They've already been included with the source code that comes with these videos in the JS folder here. A little bit about the history of jQuery. It was developed originally in 2006. The first version was released, and essentially what it does is provides a way across all of the different browsers, which all do things a little bit differently, a standard way to access and manipulate document object model, the DOM. As jQuery has matured into a more robust product, additional features have been added to it, such as event bindings, plugins, and more browser support. We're going to start with an empty HTML5 document to do the Hello World example. We'll put a title here. I will assume that you are familiar with CSS, HTML, and JavaScript, but you just have to understand the very basics of how these things work. You don't have to be an expert at any of them. I will add style sheets that are used here in order to provide the basic formatting and display for these examples, as well as reference to jQuery. The way you link these is by using a script tag. You give it a source with the path to where it is actually located. Included it in the JS folder with this example, and it's jQuery.min.js. HTML5, the specification says that we need to give it a type. So we'll use text and JavaScript for that. And then we can end the script tag. We're going to put just a single div tag in the body here. And we'll give that an ID of div hello for Hello World. We're going to put the script tag outside here and remember to give it the type attribute. The reason the script tag goes outside of the end HTML, although that seems counterintuitive, is because the way most browsers will process this will be to load the entire HTML and CSS, and it will process these in order such that if there's a lot of JavaScript, say at the top of the document, that does a lot of things and holds things up, it could delay the page from loading. So as a practice, it won't make a bit of difference in this case for this Hello World example, but in general, it's a good idea, and you'll see a lot of developers will put these outside of the HTML. Okay, so we'll use the $sign to reference jQuery. By default, that is the variable that is assigned to the jQuery library object. So to start using it, we'll call the $sign, and we'll put the JavaScript document object in here. Now what that does is it passes the document, which refers to this entire page right here, everything on it, to jQuery. And that will allow us to use jQuery functions on that document and extending from that document on a cross-browser basis. So on one browser, there might be one way in JavaScript of capturing the event where the document has loaded, and on another browser, that event might be completely different. But since we've passed the document object to jQuery, now we can use jQuery's document ready event, and on every browser that is supported by jQuery, this document ready event will refer to the same thing. And that is pretty much all major browsers on which jQuery is supported. Okay, so inside of this ready event, which looks like that if it has nothing in it, we will include an anonymous JavaScript function. So here's the function. And this is just telling jQuery that when the document is ready, it should fire off this function right here. Inside here is where the actual commands will go. So we're going to use another jQuery command here, very similar to the first, but this is called a selector. And what we want to do is we want to select this div tag with an ID of div hello. The way we can do that is by using the ID selector, which is a £sign and then the name of the ID. So pound div hello will give us that a reference to this tag in jQuery. And what we're going to do is we're going to append, and so we're going to call the jQuery append function some text here. Actually, it's HTML. Give that a paragraph, and we'll say hello world. So now when we load this page, once the document has loaded, which is pretty much all of this stuff and this markup without running the command, then this document ready event will fire, and it'll insert the text hello world into this div tag right here. So there it is. If we look at this element right here in the page, it has inserted the paragraph hello world inside of this div hello tag. Let's add another line to this to demonstrate some more features. Once again, we're going to select the same tag, so we'll use pound div hello. And once again, we'll also use append. Now this is going to add, in addition to the first HTML element that's been inserted into div hello, it's going to append to that another one. So it's not going to overwrite hello world. It's going to add a second line to it. And we'll just write the current time is, and then we'll insert the current date on the user's browser. Remember that all JavaScript, or at least this type of JavaScript and jQuery, is run on the user's browser. Okay. There we go. So we have the hello world line here. And then since that's in a paragraph, on the next line, the current time is, and then the date was inserted there.